Hey there, it's your mate, Old Noisy Andrew. And I'm leaning into the old thing, and I like old things. Here's a map of what Perth used to look like when it was old. I live in a house with really old carpet. I drive round in a really old car. I actually built the engine in this when it got a bit rattly. Quite proud of that. I like to collect really old board games. And I also sail a fairly old boat. Everything about me is old, and I lean into that. I like it. Anyway, we're getting to that time of the year where it's time to buy gifts for people. So if you have an old person in your life, or someone who's pre-old, or maybe even post-old, you might be wondering, what gift should you give them? Well, my suggestion would be something that reminds them of when they were young. I got given this in my 30s. I hadn't built a plastic model aircraft for many, many years, but my partner at the time and I had just read a story about Beaufighters, which is what that is, and she surprised me with a gift. And I remember the Friendmas party that we had at the time with a lot of friends, and everyone was chatting about, what they got for Christmas. And, when I said, I held up the box, I got given this Beaufighter kit. And all the guys in that group were like, oh, wow, I remember building them when we were young. And their partners were all like, what the fuck? But do you know what? Over the next 12 months, I built it because you don't build one of these things in one sitting if you're going to do it its justice. You paint a bit, glue a bit, paint a bit, glue a bit. You have to wait for things to dry. So it got put back in the box and out of the box and back in the box. And since then, it's one of my most treasured possessions, and it follows me wherever I go. And it hangs in my room, my officey room above my computer, or wherever I happen to be. And it reminds me of a time in my life where I was reminded that once upon a time I was young. Now, mid-30s isn't particularly old, but it's still a nice time to be reminded of when you were young. So if you're thinking of buying your special person a gift for Christmas, why not buy them something that reminds them of when they were young? Well, maybe buy them a board game. It's not like there's not a lot to choose from. If you're curious about board games, go to my other channel, the Party Meeple channel, and do a bit of exploring. Maybe even buy or print out one of my free games. You can also download that tram map that I pointed to early on in the video, because that was a lot of work went into that. And that was a gift for someone else who likes old things. Anyway, I hope you have a happy summer religious festival, and don't find it too stressful. I sort of get overwhelmed by all the blah, blah, blah that goes on. Money must be made, I guess, to keep capitalism alive, but here we are anyway. You'll see me in the next video. Oh, and while you're at it, maybe like and subscribe. That'd be good.